Welcome to Brazil, the heart of South America, a land of dazzling contrasts. From the golden beaches of Copacabana to the deep green lungs of the Amazon rainforest, Brazil is not just a country, it's a continent within a country. It's the world's fifth largest nation, stretching across nearly half of South America, bordered by every country on the continent except Chile and Ecuador. Here, nature reigns supreme. Waterfalls roar, jungles breathe, and rivers the size of oceans carve through endless wilderness. Long before Europeans arrived, Brazil was home to hundreds of indigenous tribes, each with their own languages, beliefs, and ways of life. Then, in 1500, Portuguese explorer Pedro Álvares Cabral landed on Brazil's eastern shore, claiming the land for Portugal. What began as exploration quickly turned into colonization. The Portuguese established sugar plantations, importing enslaved Africans to work them, shaping Brazil's future population and culture forever. For the next 3 centuries, Brazil became one of the wealthiest colonies in the world, exporting sugar, gold, and coffee. But that wealth came at a terrible cost. Millions of enslaved Africans were brought across the Atlantic, creating the foundation of Brazil's diverse population today. The mix of indigenous, African, and European cultures produced something unique, a society bursting with color, rhythm, and resilience. In 1822, Brazil declared its independence from Portugal, led by Dom Pedro I, who became the country's first emperor. Unlike many revolutions in Latin America, Brazil's independence was relatively peaceful. For most of the 19th century, the empire expanded westward, abolished slavery in 1888, and transitioned into a republic the very next year. But the scars of slavery and inequality would linger for generations. The early 1900s were a time of modernization. Coffee fueled the economy, while new cities like Sao Paulo grew into industrial powerhouses. However, Brazil also faced dictatorships, corruption, and poverty. In the 1930s, Getúlio Vargas rose to power, shaping the modern Brazilian state. By mid-century, the dream of a new capital, Brasilia, symbolized hope for progress. Built from scratch in the middle of the country, it became a symbol of Brazil's ambition to rise. If there's one word that defines Brazil, it's vibrancy. Music pulses through its veins, from samba and bossa nova to modern funk and forró. Every February, millions flood the streets for Carnival, a celebration of rhythm, dance, and freedom, rooted deeply in Afro-Brazilian traditions. Football, or soccer, is more than a sport here. It's a national religion. Legends like Pelé, Zico, Ronaldinho, and Neymar are worshipped like heroes. Brazil is home to the Amazon rainforest, the largest on Earth. It's a world of staggering biodiversity. Millions of species of plants, animals, and insects, many still undiscovered. But the Amazon faces grave threats. Deforestation, illegal logging, and fires endanger its fragile ecosystem. This isn't just Brazil's problem. It's a global crisis because the Amazon regulates much of the world's climate. Brazil today is an urban nation. Sao Paulo stands as a mega-metropolis of over 20 million people, the financial heart of Latin America. Rio de Janeiro, with its mountains and beaches, remains a symbol of beauty and contradiction, luxury beside poverty. Brasilia, with its futuristic architecture, reflects Brazil's vision for the future. But challenges persist. Inequality, political scandals, and urban violence remain deep wounds. Brazil's greatest strength lies in its people. They come from African, indigenous, European, Middle Eastern, and Asian roots, yet call themselves one nation. This diversity shapes its food, from feijoada to acarajé, its music, its art, and its festivals. The Brazilian spirit is known as alegria, joy in the face of hardship, laughter amid struggle, dance despite despair. Brazil is the largest economy in Latin America, rich in minerals, agriculture, and energy. It exports soybeans, iron ore, coffee, and beef to the world. Yet it struggles to balance economic growth with environmental protection. As part of the BRICS group, alongside China, India, Russia, and South Africa, Brazil plays a major role in shaping the global South. Modern Brazilian politics are complex. Democracy returned in the 1980s after decades of military dictatorship, but corruption scandals and inequality have shaken public trust. Recent leaders like Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva and Jair Bolsonaro have represented different visions for Brazil. One focused on social programs, the other on conservative nationalism. The nation continues to seek balance between development, justice, and sustainability. As the 21st century unfolds, Brazil stands at a crossroads. Its young population, cultural influence, and vast natural wealth give it enormous potential. If it can overcome corruption, protect the Amazon, and uplift its poorest citizens, Brazil could become one of the world's true global powers. Because beyond its problems, Brazil remains what it has always been, a land of hope, music, and magic, where every sunrise carries the rhythm of samba and the heartbeat of the Amazon. This is Brazil, where nature meets humanity, and every story begins with rhythm.